Okay, I've just got time to say a quick hello to Karen and the girls at the Zanzibar down in North Street. They say they listen to the show all the time, as it helps them through the day. Well, we're glad you like it.
In a previous video, I showed you how I upgraded my Sega Dreamcast and replaced the GD-ROM drive with a GDEmu. So now I need to set up my SD card with games. Let's switch over to Windows to get started. Depending on how you made or acquired your CDI game files, you may want to make some modifications first to them. So in this video, I will go over how to update the game titles and remove the MR images on the BIOS screen, and then set up the SD card. There are a few utils that you will need, which I will provide the links in the descriptions to. But to get started, what I have downloaded is the Gd-rom Explorer, which allows you to click and open the game, the CDI game, and view the details about it. I'll go into a little bit more details shortly. In addition, I have downloaded XVI32, which is a Windows hex editor to edit the CDI file. To download the hex editor, go ahead and click on the link in the description below, and then click on download here. And then the version I was using is the 2.55, so you can click on that and then just save that. It is a zip file, and you can just unzip that to your folder. To download the GDMenu, go to GDEmu WordPress site here, and then under links, there is a MediaFire link here to go ahead and download the zip file. The GDMenu file, which is actually gets copied to the first folder on your SD card and provides the menuing options, and then GDEmu SD file, which is what will go ahead and create the index and table of contents on the SD card. For the SD card maker, I did find a link on this Reddit post. I'll post the direct link to MediaFire here, which you can go to here and download this GDEmu_SD file. It is a RAR file, so you'll have to use an application like 7-Zip to open it up. So to start with, I have the game here, the Metropolis Street Racer. And what I've done is go ahead and made a backup of that file, and then with a 7-Zip application. So as shown before, let's go ahead and open up the Gd-rom Explorer and take a look at this file. So after opening this, what I want to take a look at is actually this ip.bin. So if I double click on that, what you'll see is the application title. It's called MSR Full. Now this is the application title that the GDMenu app on your SD card will read. And so I don't like this name, MSR Full. I actually want to name it to Metropolis Street Racer. So we'll go ahead and do that, as well as if I click on MR images here, we have the Sega license image. There is a custom brand watermark image, which I do want to remove that image. And so I'll show you how to do that. And then also the Sega trademark image, which we will leave that. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and close this and go into the XVI32 folder. Double click on that, click open, and then come down here to CDI. And we will open this file. After opening this file, what I will want to do is see a bunch of zeros and data in here. This is just actually the raw file in binary. And so we'll go ahead and click search and then click find. First thing that we will change is the game title. So we'll go here, it's MSR Full, and so I want to change that to Metropolis Street Racer. So I will search for MSR Full, and I'll choose text string, have everything else set, case sensitive, and click OK. And that will go ahead and find the first instance here. Now you want to make sure you see the version that says firstread.bin, and also Sega Enterprises, and you'll see MSR Full here. So I can just simply type over, and there's a lot of white space here. You'll see all the white space here all the way up to, if I come on to the left-hand side here, you'll see where 20 is. That means it's a space key. I can fill up all of that till that 20 ends with the 0. What I will do here is click on this and then type in Metropolis Street Racer, M-E-T-R-O. Just like that. Save this file now by clicking Control S or coming here and clicking on the Save button. Go ahead and reopen this file. And you will now see that the game title here says Metropolis Street Racer. Clicking here says Metropolis Street Racer. Now if you get an error, simply go back and restore your backup and then try again. Possibly a bad character got in there or a character was deleted. You cannot modify the size of the file. It has to stay exactly the same. You just need to add into or replace existing characters or overwrite those characters. So the next thing we want to do is replace the MR images in this file. This one's a little bit more trickier. What you'll do here is go to search and then go to find. And this time, instead of text string, you will want to do a hex string. The value you want to type into the hex string here is 8C4D52. And it will automatically put those spaces in there for you. And then click OK. Now it will find that file here, and you'll see this little character, a little C, an MR, and then in this case, a little caret. So what this is telling it is this is the starting point of the branding image. MR is the type of image, and then this is the number of bytes that follow that the image takes up in space. We'll make this full screen here, but what we will want to do is start right after that little C character and click on the M, and then come over to this side of the file and highlight it and just start typing in zeros, and you will want to replace the MR. And it takes a little while, and you're just going to keep going and clear out every single character here with a 00 or a null character. Okay, as I get to the bottom of this, I've cleared out about 3 pages worth of binary data, and you'll see these last few pieces here. As I zero them out, I'll end up with a whole bunch of extra zeros, and that is the end of the image file until you get down here. So that's it. Once I've zeroed out all that existing data, I am good. I don't want to go beyond that set of zeros. And also call out, I am actually overwriting the existing data. I cannot remove or add data. This file has to stay exactly the same size. I think it's about 32 kilobytes in size, and it has to stay exactly that size. So I'm just simply overwriting with those 0 zeros. At this point, I can go ahead and hit save. Bring this back down to a normal size here so I can see other menu. Come down here to the Gd-rom Explorer. Let's go ahead and just reopen that file and take a look at the IP to bin. So we still have the same title here, and then under MR images I only have 2. I have the license and the trademark. The BIOS watermark image is now cleared off. So the next step is to go ahead and set up the SD card. I have now inserted an 8 gig SD card into my computer, and let's go ahead and format it. Now I want to make sure, in this case it's 8 gig, I want to make sure I choose FAT32 and then just leave all the other defaults, and quick format is fine. So let's hit start and quick format this. Next thing I want to do is go ahead and open up, in this case the K drive, and just make sure it's empty. Open up the GDEmu SD application that we downloaded. I've got that open here. Make sure that the K drive is selected. And the first thing I want to do is go ahead and come down here to this folder and add an empty folder. So my first item in the list is an empty folder. After that, go ahead and click plus, and then we can select the games that we want to go ahead and install. In this case, we can add Metropolis Street Racer and maybe a few other games here. And let's go ahead and open those. After a moment, it will go ahead and copy those to the SD card maker. Now you will see that the games are loaded here with the names coming from the ip.bin file. In this case, we have these games. If you wanted to go ahead and change any of these names, you'd have to go back into the hex editor and follow the instructions at the beginning of the video. I'm happy with these names. You can also change the order. If I want, a Sega Rally to be grouped up with the racing game, I can go ahead and do that. When I'm ready and I like the layout here, I'll go ahead and click the save button. Okay, it has finished. Let's go ahead and click OK. And then the next step is, if you click in the O1, remember we created that as an empty folder. So this is where we will need to copy the file that we downloaded, the last file we downloaded. Go ahead and copy the GDMenu that I downloaded. It's the CDI file that is in the GDMenu and then the O1 folder. And we will copy that to the O1 folder here. And then rename that to disk.cdi. just to match all the other files. Also, on the root here, if you go up one folder, there's a gdemu.ini file. let's just go ahead and copy that to the root of the SD card. After that point, you can go ahead and just eject your SD card. So let's close all these windows and then install the SD card into the Sega Dreamcast. I'm going to go ahead and remove the cover here and get access to the GDEmu where the SD card slot goes. Let's slide in our 8 gigabit SD card now. In there, we will go ahead and add video. And let's go ahead and add the controller port here. Now let's go ahead and start up the Dreamcast. We'll see here on the VEMU it says GDMenu loading, as well as on the screen, and then we can scroll through here. So we've got Metropolis Street Racer, Sega Rally, Mortal Kombat Gold, NBA Showtime, Redux Dark Matters, and Revolt. So let's go ahead and start up the Street Racer. And there you have loading. You can actually see loaded here is MSR, Metropolis Street Racer, on the GDMU, and the game is running. This concludes setting up the SD card for the GDMU. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Was this easier using a hex editor to edit that file, or would you rather use ISO extract? What other tools do you prefer? Thanks for watching.